Hello. Welcome to our 3.5 notes. Today we're going to be talking a lot about our slope-intercept form equation, y equals mx plus b. To get started, suppose we were given -2 as our y-intercept and our slope of 1. What would the equation of the line look like? Again, remember that b is -2, b is our y-intercept, slope is m. Go ahead and create the equation. Hopefully you're thinking on the right track here. And we would have y equals our slope of 1, x, plus our b, which is -2. There's the equation of the line. Plugged in our slope, plugged in our y-intercept. Now suppose you were given this information about a line. The line passes through the point -2, 3, and we have a slope of -4. If you wanted to write the line, the equation for the line in slope-intercept form, what piece of information are we missing? Well, we have our slope, but we don't have that b value. So what we're missing here is our y-intercept. Come on. Is our y-intercept. All right. So that's not good. We can't create the equation of our line without that, and that is what today's lesson is all about. If I were to say we have a line that goes through the point -2, 3, and a slope of -4, we are going to find our y-intercept and then create the equation. So let's go on down here. So way back when I first introduced the y equals mx plus b equation, I told us that m was our slope and that b was our y-intercept. Does anybody remember what the x and y were for? Does anybody? I'm just talking to you. So back then, when I introduced this, I said that x and y just came from an ordered pair, x comma y. It represented some point that falls on the line that we graphed. And guess what? I'm going to give you a point. So the only difference now is that you're going to take those values, the -2 and the 3, and we're going to plug them in. We now know what x is and we know what y is, so we're going to put them into our equation and solve for b. So let's go ahead and work through this problem together. All right, so we have write the equation of a line that contains the point -1, 0 and has a slope of -2. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start by writing y equals mx plus b. I'm going to try zooming in a little bit more here. Maybe. Okay, so we're going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. And now we have to plug the slope in for m, because we know slope is m, so we'll plug the -2 in for m, and plug in the xy ordered pair in for x and y. So the -1 and the 0 is my x and my y. So y is 0 equals my slope, m was -2, times, because they're touching, x is -1, plus b, because we don't know what our y-intercept is. Now, we can solve the equation for b. Again, we want to make the equation of the line. Right now, we have no idea what b is, so let's find b. So I'm going to draw my line down my equal sign. I can do this multiplication. -2 times -1 is going to be +2. And if I want b by itself, I have a +2, so I'm going to move it to the other side by subtracting 2. 0 minus 2 is -2, and we have b left over. Okay, we plugged it in, we solved for b. Now we can create the equation for our line. We have our slope up here, -2, and now we have our y-intercept, our b value. So we can say y equals -2x plus -2. So plug in your slope and your y-intercept, or sorry, your slope and your x and y values. Do the multiplication first, and then subtract that number over, and you got b by itself, and you can create your equation. All right, there are two problems here. We got one here that's kind of mild, and then we have one over here for 3 that's medium because we're having a slope with a fraction. Choose one to do, and then come back and check your answer with me. If you're stuck, come back and unpause me as well to help you get started, and then try to pause me to finish it up. All right, pause me now, try to get started, follow the steps in the example problem for help. All right, see you in a second. Pause me now. All right, so let me show you both the mild and the medium one. So again, we're going to just start. I'm going to zoom in again. We're going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. My ordered pair is xy, and here's my m. Let's plug everything in where they go. Y is -2. M was 3 times x was -1, and we're trying to find b. Line down my equal sign. -2 equals, let's do that multiplication. 3 times -1 is -3 plus b. And now again, I want b by itself here, so I need to get rid of that 3. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. I have a -3. To move it, we're going to add 3. Those cancel. -2 plus 3, -2, -1, 0, 1. And we get 1 equals b. Now we have our slope, 3, and our y-intercept, b, which is 1. So we can create, sorry, my nose is really itchy. My line is y equals m3x plus 1. All right, let's do another. Oh my goodness, sorry. All right, the medium one, if you're feeling up for it, pause me and try this one too. Otherwise, if you did this, you can check your answer. If not, just watch and see how to do this one. So we had y equals mx plus b, where -5 is x and 1 is my y. The 3/5 is my slope. Same thing, plug everything in. So y was 1, m is 3/5, x is -5 plus b. All right, let's do that multiplication first. So here's where things get tricky, right? So 3 times -5 is -15. Ooh. And then -15 divided by 5 gives us -3. So we multiply it across, and then as we finish our circle, we now divide. 3 times -5 is -15. -15 divided by 5 is -3 plus b. Add 3 to both sides, and we get 4 equals b. So my equation, we have our slope was 3/5. Our b is 4. So we get y equals 3/5 x plus 4. All right, same thing over and over and over again. Plug in your 3 values, solve for b, rewrite your equation. The only thing that changes every time is your numbers. All right, in your student packet, you now have independent practice problems. For each of these, we have write the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that goes through that point and has that slope. So you are doing the same thing we just did over and over and over. If you get to these story problems, I would suggest you please try at least number 7 story problem, and I have your slope circled, and then you can see what your x value is and then your y value. All right, go ahead and get started. Send me a message when you have finished this and your mastery check so I can update your grade. Have a great day.